This video contains spoilers for Lycoris Recall anime. Lycoris Recall. I like Rico, actually, but here are my hot takes. Despite all the redundant fantasy level up and isekai shows each season you were getting, it was nice to have a new cute girls doing crazy shit type of show. But I feel it's this weird mixed bag that hits a lot of areas, but nothing new and nothing amazing. It lacks originality. But you could argue, so does that really matter? That doesn't necessarily make it bad. But I would argue to that it is generic, it's copying other shows, it's not original, and therefore I would say because of that it's not good. And I think it's average at best because the ideas have been taken from other series, meaning it really doesn't bring anything new. It's just too similar to other cute girls doing badass shit shows like A Certain Scientific Railgun and Gunslinger Girl. Main characters, female, absolutely badass, using weapons like scientific powers, etc. I watched Railgun again recently, and the Allen Institute is very similar to the organization in Railgun, the one with the underground lab cloning Mikoto Misaka and making Accelerator as well. The similarity is that Lycoris Recall is raising orphaned girls to use guns, whereas the only difference to Railgun is that the lab is making the clones. The clones are still going to fight, so it's the same thing. The hacking gadgets and the anonymous personas like Walnut and Robota, while was interesting, didn't bring anything new. The Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, the Laughing Man arc came to mind here, as his identity was hidden behind a Laughing Man mask screen, similar to how Walnut and Robota hid their images behind and their real life reality behind an image logo. The terrorist group and the terrorist Majima gives me a Psycho-Pass terrorist vibe a bit, like for some of the secondary plot lines in Psycho-Pass. And while I liked Majima's character personally, I feel for this reason his character and even his actual personality added nothing new to anime overall. And overall, he was just a bit bland at times, like a carbon copy anime terrorist antagonist. Majima's character also reminds me a lot of Garo from One Punch Man. Majima explains he does terrorist acts to balance out the Lycoris actions. This is similar to Garo because from an idealistic sense, it's the same thing, because Garo kills heroes because he believes heroes have become unjust now, doing hero work for praise, money, greed, rank climbing, etc. Majima thinks that Lycorises are disturbing the natural order in society through their actions pretty much. So they both have the I'm not the villain vibes, claiming righteousness, claiming the good guys by society's standpoints are actually the ones who are the villains. I did like this, but I wished it expanded more upon areas touching new points to these categories. Chisato's erratic changes in morality are worse than a junkie's withdrawals, honestly. It's fine that she values life and is compassionate about not killing when it's not fundamentally necessary, but when she has expressionless details in her character design each time she kills fodder, it just really irks me. Pretty simple for A1 Pictures to do. Like in episode 12, Chisato is really hesitant about killing Mr. Yoshimatsu, but in the following scene, in that same episode, her facial expression shows that she has no problem whatsoever killing just fodder over and over again. And it's this lack of consistency here that's an issue. And I think it's important to be consistent when a main theme of the series is morality, well, especially for Chisato's character more fundamentally. But Yoshimatsu telling Chisato he implanted a new artificial heart into himself, which meant that technically she had to kill him in order to live, was a nice touch, and I can't really criticize this part too much because Yoshimatsu gave a force option before we found out another alternative method to transfer the heart in the last episode. And just a really small point, I don't know if I should mention it, but they had a lot of emotional music when minor Lycoris members were dying throughout the season and the last episode, episode 13. And it just didn't really work because you haven't invested time even into these secondary and minor characters, so there's no real emotional connection, and it's just, you're left feeling like you just don't care, whatever, or it's just a random thing. So it could have been better to just leave this plotline unresolved for the minor characters, if they died or not. Just have it shrouded in anonymity in a way. And honestly, I think Lycoris Recall could benefit getting a second season and really try to explore the boundaries of some of the plot points and themes it hit in this first season to see how far they can improve the series overall. But thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you're new and watch Lycoris Recall or you've watched content on my channel previously, let me know what you thought about the video and about Licorice Recall, the anime overall, in the comment section. I'd love to know what you all think. You can follow me on Twitter and connect with me on my anime list to stay in touch. And of course, like, share, subscribe to help revive my channel and get it out of the dead AniTube channels in a way before HXH comes back. And because you've gotten to the end of the vid, so you might as well hit the cowbell to be notified instantly when I upload for future vids. Get them right to your notifications right away. And yeah, so thanks guys, have an awesome day.